All right, here we are, Coach. Cal Poly, beautiful sunny day, right? It's move out day, right? This
Move
place
out
is
day, graduation weekend, a lot going on.
buzzing. I mean, there's people everywhere. Is it always like that?
Not always.
Okay, it's got to have something to do with the weather. A little hot today.
Yep.
But you were telling me on the walk over here from the dungeon, you were telling me that every day you guys go from the locker room and you walk outside, just get fresh air. It's a nice little change of pace. So this environment is like that here on campus, right?
Yep. 300 days of the year, you got weather just like that.
Okay. So besides the weather, what's the draw here at Cal Poly? What's going to bring a Kentucky boy, an Ohio boy? I think I saw Pennsylvania. I saw a couple Illinois. What's going to bring those guys over here to California?
I mean, what don't you want? We got great academics. We got a top 25 program now, a wrestling team that's one of the best in the country now. And then you got the area, the great weather, the great things to do in this city. So you don't have to pick and choose.
All right, so talk to me about the coaching staff. You got a great coaching staff here. Obviously, you've a recent addition. When did you come on board?
2019.
19. Okay, so tell me about the coaching staff and what kind of support a student athlete's going to get on the mat here.
So we are a developmental program. So our goal is, or what we do is, we get the guys that are under the radar a little bit. As a mid-major program, we have to do that. We're not going to be able to just get all these blue chippers. So we'll get one or two, right? We'll get some studs right out of the gate, but we are a developmental team. We bring guys in, we put so much time and energy into them compared to some of these other schools, to where they catch up and they pass guys, and now they're the superstars, right?
Brody Truax.
Exactly.
Kind of under the radar, especially out in Big Ten country where I come from. Who is this kid, right? He's a California kid down from Oceanside. So you guys develop people like that. So give me a little bit more of a pitch for that underdeveloped wrestler from Ohio.
So
what would you do with them? What would you do? What are you looking at for them? You know, maybe they're not a blue chipper. They want to work hard. They want to come out and experience California sunshine. What are you looking for in a wrestler like them?
I mean, the entry fee, like this doesn't set you apart. This is literally the entry fee for Division I wrestling is good grades and hard worker, right? Like everyone should have that. If you don't, then we just can't. But above all else, probably more than you would expect, is character, right? We want good guys and good people involved in our program. So that's the overall thing. We know you can wrestle. If we're recruiting you, we know you can wrestle. We want to know what kind of person you are, how you treat your friends and your people. So that's the main thing.
So you got a couple blue chippers that transferred in, Wick, and now Dom Demas. Dom Demas is a Central Ohio guy. That's exactly where I live. In fact, Lou, his dad, runs a club like right around the corner from where I live. My son's wrestled with Lou and with Dom. So what do you think, without him being here to defend himself, what turned him on to Cal Poly?
I would have to say, and this is from his mouth specifically, is our team culture. Like he just came on campus, got to hang out with the guys, and saw that they were all like one unit. They were all friends. They were all hanging out together, which I would have to say, culture-wise, granted I'm biased, but I'd have to say we're a top 5 program when it comes to culture. Like we have some of the best guys in the country.
And he's going to do his master's here, right?
Yep.
What do you know what his degree is going to be in his master's? Something smart?
I want to say computer informatics.
Okay.
But it's something along that.
Something I can't even spell.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Well, good, man. I love the opportunity, and obviously having somebody from Ohio come all the way out here. That's what turned me onto the program. Besides just watching from a distance as a fan and seeing guys come up through the ranks kind of as unknown. So you're doing something special here. Speak to a little bit more to the culture of the program and what your goals are moving into next season.
So John Cerritos, the head coach, he's going into his 7th year, I think now. So it was either this past year or this upcoming year. He is now hand selected every person that's on this team. So we don't have any outliers that made it through the coaching change.
Right.
So that has been kind of the building of that culture, is he's been able to hand select every single guy. So that's a little bit of why we have such a great culture is we put a lot of time and effort into making sure it's a right fit, right? Even if we want you really bad, if it's not a right fit, we're not gonna push it, right? Go somewhere else. Like if it's for the best for you, it's best for us.
Switch gears a little bit to you personally. Kentucky,
Yep.
right? Not too far from Cincinnati, right? So
Oh,
you
yeah.
grew up there, wrestled there, 2-time state champ in Kentucky. Okay. Did you wrestle in Ohio at all? Did
I
you
wrestled in Ohio more than in Kentucky.
Did you? Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you came up to some of the Cincinnati tournaments, and
yeah.
some of the. Did you go to Ironman and some of those too?
Coached in one is doing Ironman. He's a little old school. He thought the state tournament should be our biggest tournament of the year.
Okay.
So, no Ironman, but I did a lot of off-season stuff as well.
Okay.
But we would do, what's it called? GMVWA
Okay,
or whatever.
yeah,
that
right.
In the holiday tournament
Yep,
there.
you got it. It's a big
Yep.
tournament.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Funny story, I actually wrestled Don Demas there.
You did.
Oh, yeah, he whooped my butt.
Now wait a minute.
Yep.
He was in your weight class?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
So I was 138 my senior year.
Okay.
So I wasn't cutting any weight. I was just enjoying it.
Yeah.
And wrestling.
So what? You were a senior. What year was he?
He was a freshman.
He was a freshman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think he went to the state finals that year. He didn't win it
Yep.
that year, I don't think, if I remember right. But he was finalist that year. Yeah, he whooped you, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So what is it? What are you gonna
It's
do?
just like, how are you supposed to wrestle a guy like that?
All right.
Like, I didn't scout. Like, I was that good that I'm like, all right, I'm just going out and wrestling my style. I'm going to push my pace. And with him, you can't do that, right?
Right.
You got to wrestle a certain style, a strategy against him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Did he inside trip you? Did he put you through your back?
Let's just say he hit like 3 5-point moves on me. So,
Right. Yeah. Well, again, my son was
So-
in his weight class
yeah.
too. I know exactly what it's like.
so
to-
it's an understatement to say I'm excited having him on board here.
Yeah. No doubt.
We have some high hopes for him.
Yeah. Now you're gonna maybe work with him a little bit, but mostly lightweights here, right? And middleweights.
No, we wrestle based on style.
Okay.
So like I'm working with our 6'7" heavyweight.
Wow. Okay.
Because he's got that length, and me at 125, I was super long.
Mm-hmm.
So I would wrestle, like I've been teaching him some leg stuff, some scramble stuff, some.
Nice.
So it's more of a style fit,
Okay.
not so much of a weight fit. But yes, most of my hands-on stuff will definitely be with the lightweight guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrestle with whoever kind of gravitates towards my style.
I like that. That's awesome. Okay, so tell me what takes you from Kentucky to NC State. What was the recruiting process like? What did you see that you could identify with for the Wolfpack down there?
So the biggest factors for me, which is why it's so easy to recruit here, is like the 3 things. At least as a college student, the 3 things you should care about, or at least I cared about, was how good the school is, how good the wrestling program is, or what the vision you see it for it is going to be, and then the area. Like, do you enjoy the city? Do you enjoy living in that area? So those are the 3 things I kind of look for, and Raleigh was. Granted, NC State was not where they were at the time, but I kind of saw that upward trajectory, that vision that the coaches had, so I bought into it. They had one of the best engineering programs, so I like that as well. So top 25 of wrestling and your degree, that it's hard to beat, right?
Well, you're probably being a little shy, but you helped build that program, right? You were part of the build.
That's the coolest thing about me, which is cool seeing it as on the coaching side, is that's my biggest treasure out of my college experience is not the NCAA trophy that we won my junior year.
Yeah.
It's the fact that I can look back or look 10 years from now and NC State's still a top 25 program, a top 10, top 5, and I can be like, I helped start that.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing for me.
And you can help translate into the kids that are building this program up,
And
right?
the guys that probably graduated last year, if not definitely this year, they were kind of in the same position as me. They kind of started this rolling trend, this upward trajectory of Cal Poly. So that's really cool to see their experience of it as well.
I can see the excitement in your eyes. That's awesome. All right, so talk to me about, you mentioned off season before. Obviously, you're a U23 medalist.
Silver, yep.
You got the silver. So we just went through the team process, right? What's coming up for you guys here on the off season?
basically, unfortunately, that's kind of it, right? That's, you train over summer for U23s, and that's basically it.
Right.
Maybe juniors if you still got the time, the age.
Yep.
So it's back to folk style now.
Back
We're
to
training
full style.
for
You taking
March.
some time off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The guys will get probably like 2 weeks off right now. We'll come back for our wrestling camp. They'll help work that, and then we'll get into our training cycle after that.
All right, so talk to me about academic life. What's a classroom like? We mentioned degrees that I can't even spell. We mentioned good grades, you know, coming into this.
Yep.
What's the academic life? What's a classroom like here?
So it's challenging. We definitely have to do our work on the front end to make sure, like, we just can't get everyone in. So you have to be in a certain mold, a certain fit. But I really like this school based on their model. It's called Learn by Doing. So most wrestlers, we're hands-on, right? That's how we learn, right? Which is why someone shows a technique, we then watch it, we then hit it, and that's how we learn, right? At least that's how I learn. So Learn by Doing, the school applies that to the classroom as well. So you're not just sitting behind a desk, writing and doing all this stuff. You're actually learning by doing the stuff that you could actually do in the real world, in real life. So I think the value of the degree, the stuff you learn from doing the degree is very good.
What kind of support is a student athlete going to get in making sure that they're meeting their academic goals as well?
We got academic advisors, mentors, especially for freshmen, just making sure they are turning their assignments in on time, kind of time management stuff mostly. And then surprisingly, we're a very hands-off program. So we don't require study hall hours. We don't we treat our guys like grown men because no one's going to do that in the real world. Granted, we're still there to help, but it's, hey, be a man, do your work, do your homework, study, get your stuff done. That's kind of our philosophy. Granted, if someone needs extra help, then we'll be there. But
all right, you live 5 minutes from the beach. We're standing about 15 minutes away from the beach. I'm gonna head to the beach after I hit stop on this because I got to see the ocean.
which beach you going to?
You got to tell me. You got to tell me. What's the best one that's closest to
I would
us?
say Avila.
Okay.
Avila Beach is a go-to.
Okay.
Pismo's a little more touristy,
Yep.
but Avila's a nice one.
And I noticed just June 8th or 9th, whatever, 10th or something like that today. I noticed that June gloom kind of comes in and all, just kind of keeps a cloud cover over the beach, right? Is that normal this time of the year?
We call it it's normal kind of year-round.
Okay.
We call it like the marine layer.
Okay.
So it's kind of pushed in from the ocean, and it kind of hangs around. That's probably why we have such great weather, is it kind of shields the sun, and then the sun kind of burns it off, and then we have a beautiful day, and it's 70 degrees.
Okay. So talk to me about what recreation, right? I mean, we started down that path. What are your wrestlers going to do to blow off a little bit of steam? What are they going to do around here for fun?
They like going to the beach, of course, playing some spike ball, probably some beach volleyball. Some of them surf. We got some surfers.
Okay. All right.
Some hikes. Granted, those aren't as relaxing as some of the other activities.
A lot of work.
Do.
Yeah.
A lot of hikes around here.
Okay.
With all the mountains and whatnot.
Okay. All right, man. I appreciate the time. Thanks for having me. This is exciting. You do have fans across the country, believe it or not, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so when we look at just a general wrestling fan like myself, when I look at wrestling in general, I want All-Americans from Cal Poly. I want All-Americans from these mid-major schools. We've got to start pushing those Big Ten schools. Get you guys out here. So I appreciate the time. You got anything else?
No, thank you.
Thanks.